We got Tracey Niimi of TN Photography, and he right now is going to teach us the 3 things to consider before you hire a videographer or photographer for your wedding. Tracey Niimi, welcome. And what are those 3 tips?
3 of the things that I try to make sure that all my clients know before they even hire me. First, you want to make sure that you like your photographer's style or your videographer's style. You want to make sure that you like them as people. And lastly, you really want to make sure that they're professional. And all 3 of those things sound like common sense, but let's dig into them a little bit.
If you like videos just like this one, don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube at Eclipse Effect Events.
The first one, liking their style. What does that even mean? Everybody thinks, okay, like their style. I get it. That's easy, right? I see a couple of pictures that they've took at my friend's wedding or on Instagram, and I love it. But it's a little bit more complicated than that, because for wedding photographers and videographers, we have a very different way of working compared to other sorts of media industries where while we're shooting you as a bride or groom, we don't have control over a lot of things. So at the end of the day, what happens is we shoot what we like. So when you go to like your photographer, your videographer's websites, check everything, as much stuff as they've ever put out to the whole world. Check all of the photos, even family photos that have nothing to do with your wedding. If those were your photos, would you like them? If those were your videos, would you like them? Second thing, try to figure out whether or not you like them as people. Videographers and photographers, you typically, whatever time you hire them to be at your wedding, you're going to see them more than you see anybody else, because that's their job, is to follow you everywhere. So if they irritate you, if there's some sort of thing about them that just you don't like, that's a bad sign, because you don't invite people to your wedding that you don't like, except for, that cousin or that uncle that you gotta invite, but you don't really want them there, but you gotta anyway. So you don't want to hire somebody or pay somebody that you don't really like. So make the time to meet your photographer or your videographer and see if you guys jive, if you guys get along as people, because that'll make the entire process and the entire day that much more enjoyable for you. And the last thing of these 3 things I want to cover is make sure that they're professional. The last thing you want is hiring somebody like a photographer and you get a call 2 days before your wedding. Maybe you don't even get a call, and they're flaking on you. They're not going to show up. Maybe they got another job. Maybe they're just not on top of their schedule, whatever it is. So how do you do that, right? I usually say it's almost impossible, really, right? Like as soon as somebody wants something from you, like getting hired, they'll say whatever they want to say, right? But, one of the hallmarks is, are they going to ask you to sign something? That is a pretty strong idea of whether or not they're professional, because that means they take their job seriously. To have set something up where they're asking you to sign this agreement, they're agreeing to whatever is on that piece of paper too. And then now you have this written contract that says they are going to do this on this day. Even if they get offered another job, they're not going to bail on you because they're promising you they're going to be there that day. Test them, ask them ask them different situations of how they would handle it. Like ask them, what happens if you get sick right before my wedding day? How do you handle that? And they should have answers for you if they didn't already just outright talk about these things while you met with them, figuring out if you like them. So those are my 3 things that I usually like to try to instill and share with anyone that contacts me, or even my friends that maybe are on the mainland that I'm not going to go out and shoot their wedding. These are the 3 things I share with them when they're looking for someone.